call them the consequences of living on planet Earth. And there are consequences. And you will have troubles. It seems that no matter what you do and how spiritual you are, you will not be spared some of the calamities of being on earth. My eyesight is not as good as it used to be. You know, it's so bad now I drop my glasses and I can't find them. Isn't that awful? You know, and it starts to happen. And I was complaining with a doctor. I said, I don't know what's wrong with me lately. He said, well, my hands are getting stiff. He said, that's called arthritis. I said, how do you get rid of it? He said, don't get old. I said, well, you have a special pill for that? He goes, no, I'm kidding. That's supposed to be funny. I'm not saying the humor. So certain things you can't escape. They are part of it. But I believe this. The slight things we face in this world are nothing compared to the glory beyond all comparison. Friends, this is not our permanent home. One day we will leave this world. That's a reality. As one person said the other day to me, life is terminal. And they're right. When I was in the hospital, I said to the doctor, he told me, he said, your tumor, at the office, he said, your tumor was benign. I said, oh, good, I won't die. And he said, oh, yes, you will. And I said, yeah, so I look at it that way. He said, not right today. But he said, come on, preacher. You know what's going to happen. And he's right. But what waits us is something even greater. So let's hit slide number 3 here. If you would, the third point. You can always count on God. People will let you down. I'll let you down. Everybody lets people down. I've done it. But you can always count on God. It says in verse 8, without having seen him, you love him, though you do not now see him. You believe in him and rejoice with an unutterable and exalted joy. Kind of started out this message on kind of a negative about surveying the doom and gloom of life. But I want you to know that as you face another week, face it with the assurance that God is with you, and friends, as Christians, the best is yet to come. Like the song says, when a day of rejoicing will be, when we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. I've always loved the words of that hymn. Time and time, God will come through and work things out. I truly believe that. When you face trials, God is there. We read, although you have, okay, thank you, Wayne, you're reading my mind. Okay, right there. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. I like this passage. Let me tell you why. Again, it says, my grace is sufficient for you. Now, my power is made perfect in weakness. For when you admit your total need of God, you don't have to worry. Do you believe this morning that God's grace is sufficient? It is. And it will help you. And you can be victorious. For you see, when you admit I can't do it, when I admit my own inadequacies, then I allow God to work in me. Have you ever had a child that's stubborn? And they're trying to do something? My kids were strong-willed. Where they got that from. But anyway, I remember in particular my middle son, Matt. Mike was more of the perfect, I won't say perfect, but he was easier. When you agree, Carl? My second son, Matt, is a great kid. The kid more in his 30s, but anyway, when he was younger, he was stubborn. And he'd be doing something and it wouldn't work right. And I want to show it to him. But he would not let me push my hand away. No, I'll do it. I'll do it myself. And finally I could see out of frustration, he would say, oh, show it to me how to do it. And then I would say, hold on. And I'd show him how to do it. And then he'd say, oh, I you have a problem, you say like with an alcoholic, you can't recover it, you have a problem. When you admit your inabilities, then God can work. I can't, but God can. I don't know why God led me to preach this morning, because I just felt I should. I prayed about it, and I couldn't get away from it. I think I needed to hear it. I think all of us. Don't question God. I don't know what you're going through right now, what difficulties you may be facing. But I believe this. The Lord is with you. I've been thinking about Pastor Chris this week. We've been praying for him. And I know he's going through a lot. But I've known him for a long time. And our time in the military, we've had lots of conversations when we were in the reserves together. And I know he's a man of faith. And I know the Lord's with him. And I know he misses being here with you. I want you to lift him up in prayer every day. Can you do that? Really? Let me see a show of hands on that. Come on, let's do that. I want to make a point every time I come in this office, I have a prayer. I'm using this office, I remember praying. And I pray the Lord will be with him. Because he's in harm's way. But he's not alone. The Lord says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. So tie one of those ribbons on a tree. Keep Pastor Chris in prayer. And I'll look forward to him returning. And I know he'll be back with you soon. So remember this. Just because things aren't going the way you want them, it's okay. Let God work for you. Yes, trials and tribulations are part of your life. Remember, when you admit your weakness, God can work freely in your life. And I truly believe that. And the last slide. Wait,
no, that's it. No more slides.
Okay, never mind. I think something else. That's how we're going to do that. That's a good way to do it. Thank you. Great job. I'm a rookie in technology. But again, let's read it one more time. When you admit your weakness, God can work freely in your life. Let God this week work in your life.